Hello, and welcome to the Human Instrument Mastery Podcast. Today, I want to talk about something central and deeply important in manifestation, and that is self-love. Yes, as simple as that. What is love? Love is resonance. Love is harmony. Love is a match of two frequencies, 2 points of attraction. And you can only manifest what you desire when you are a match to it, when you are in resonance with it, which means that you can only manifest your desire when you are in the resonance of love. And everything that you create in your life is an expression of you. If you try to manifest from a place of lack, from a place of needing to prove, from a place of needing validation or any sort of need, which is lack, it is the polar opposite of love. It is the polar opposite of wholeness. And it is the polar opposite of creation. It is survival versus creation, lack versus abundance, need versus desire. So if you do not live in a state of loving yourself, you can never manifest something that you desire. You will always manifest some sort of a lack, some sort of a discord between who you truly are, from which desire comes from, and what you are experiencing in your life, which is a reflection of your inner state of being. And in other words, you could say a reflection of your state or degree of self-love, or its opposite, somewhere on that scale. So let's talk about self-love, and let's start with worthiness, which is really in the core of the state of being in which you love yourself. If you do not feel worthy of love, if you do not feel worthy of abundance, if you do not feel worthy of your desires, then you do not love yourself, and vice versa. Now, you were born feeling worthy. You were born innately worthy, completely one, completely in resonance with that state of being. You cried when you wanted or needed touch or food or care, and you did not question whether you are worthy of it or not. That was a complete natural state of being because there was not yet any programming that deactivated or interrupted that natural state. We're not going to go into the programming process here. We've talked about this in previous episodes, and we will continue coming back to that in all kinds of different angles. But what I want you to take from this so far is that you are innately worthy, and you were born with that innate knowing of your worthiness. You were born loving yourself. Loving yourself is loving life. And you were born loving life, and that's why you have cried, demanding with no hesitation and reservation what was desired through you for life to expand. The care, the nurture, the love and protection that was required for you as an expression of life to expand. So loving yourself is loving life, and loving life is loving yourself. Write that down. Now, what is that self? That is your human instrument. Your human instrument is your human self. Who you truly are is a soul, is life itself, is love itself, in fact. And your human self is what I call, and what we call here, your human instrument. It is your mind, your body, and your heart. Your heart is the seat of the soul, is the door to the divine. And you want to love that part of your instrument and cherish it. Your mind is the most marvelous instrument that allows you to think, to imagine, to receive ideas, to reject ideas that do not serve you, to originate new ideas, to process information, to direct this body. And it is such a precious part of your instrument that you want to, again, cherish and love. And your body, your beautiful body, is the physical vessel through which life is expressed through you and experienced by you. And so many people, I would say most people, do not love their body or even hate it. And that is a great tragedy, because no matter how you look like, what size you are, what color you are, what gender, you are beautiful. You are to be cherished. honored and adored. And I would love for you to cultivate that, to find access to that innate state and natural state of being, of loving your body, of feeling worthy of that love and of everything that you desire. We haven't been taught that. And it's about time that we teach that to ourselves and to our children, loving their body, loving their mind, and loving their heart, their true voice that is seeking expression through this instrument in this physical world so it can be experienced and enjoyed and celebrated. That is what life is all about. So let's make this a little bit more practical. And I would love for you to take notes and choose what to start with as you go into this practice of loving yourself. Number one, connecting to your heart, to that higher awareness from the awareness of who you truly are, from infinite loving intelligence that you are. And from that awareness, observing your little beautiful self going through life with all its turbulences, challenges, inner patterns of self-doubt, self-judgment. And from that place, observing, sending love, offering that high, stable frequency of love, unconditional love. What does it mean, unconditional love? Unconditional love is loving regardless of the conditions, regardless of what you're feeling in your body, how you perceive it, how others perceive it, what is happening in your life, regardless of any external condition. And by external, I mean even in your own physical body, which is external to who you truly are. It's already a manifestation. Loving yourself unconditionally. That is the only true way to love. And it starts with you loving you. That is the only way you will have that kind of love reflected to you. And so practicing, observing yourself as you are with your struggles, with your flaws, with your doubts, with your failures, from this higher awareness of who you truly are, unconditionally loving yourself is a sacred practice. And when we wrap up this episode, I will invite you to connect with me so I can send you a meditation that will support you in that practice. Another practice that I would love for you to try is to look in yourself in the mirror, preferably naked, looking at yourself in the mirror and saying kind words to yourself. I love you. You're beautiful, even if you don't believe it in the beginning, even if it feels very awkward or even super uncomfortable. With practice, that will change. Look at yourself in the mirror, especially in the areas that you tend to not like, and sending love to those places through your beautiful eyes, beautiful heart, and beautiful voice. I love you. Another way you can do that is set up reminders on your phone to pop up every hour or two that says, I love you. I love you, sweet, and your name. I love you, dear, and your name. Another way you can practice this is asking yourself, what would love do? What would love think whenever you recognize that you are back in your lower self-consciousness, thinking thoughts of self-doubt, self-judgment, unworthiness? Pause right there and just ask yourself that question. What would love think? What would love do? You can even put that as a reminder on your phone, this question. What would love do right now? What would love think right now? And then one last suggestion that I want to make here to practice is to ask yourself and journal about this. If you were in a state of unconditional love, how would that affect your life? And how would that impact the life of the people that you love? How would you show up differently? What would you have to give? How would you interact? What frequency would you exude around you? Loving yourself is the starting point of any other form and expression of love. So now if you want some more help with this process, you can send me a message on Instagram with the word self-love, and I will send you a free meditation to practice cultivating that love, connecting to that higher awareness of who you truly are, and observing yourself lovingly, unconditionally loving yourself. With this practice, you will start feeling significant shifts in your relationship with yourself, and as a result, your experience of life. Thank you so much for listening to this today. Please share this episode with anyone that you think can benefit from more love in their life, and I will see you next time.